A special thank you to Glenn Kramer, Mark Ware, Byron Colley, Steve Dix, Bill Schreiber, Christopher Hunt, Felix Rodriguez, James Rogers, Norman Fair, Daniel Mayer, Kyle Sarpolis, Leland Lampkins, Lonnie Meisner, Michael Douglas, Paul Wood, Michael Scott, Samuel Draney, and Tom Champion.
It's Monday and we're at SNG Studio about to start another week, and what I'm starting with first, before we cut the day short and go shopping, which we usually have to do on Monday, I'm opening up the molds for the Mercury Redstone that I started last week. We finished them on Friday, and I wanted to show you the process I use of throwing things on the floor. So, oh, here we are. We got the mold, and I've already got that one out of the mold. You remember I talked about what I was going to do? Well, here, I'll show you what I'm going to do. If I can get the camera situated just right, which I think I can. See the mold? See the mold? You see the mold? You see the mold? Okay. Well, this one already has been split open, and as you can see, you can't even see where I did it. So what I do, and I hope I'm not blocking camera, I don't think I am, I go in here as best I can and I do a slice. The fresh blade, being very careful not to slice yourself, you slice all the way down like so, and you sort of split like so, and you pop out the part. And this way, we retain, you see how it goes back. This way we retain that opening inside we really need, the inside of the engine bell. And you can pour it up, inject it, or you can open it up and pour it in that way, but I'm just going to inject it. Wrap some tape around it, which holds it tight. Because you can do that. As long as the tape sticks to itself, we wrap it around tight, acts like a clamp. All right, another one. Yeah, I'm getting good at this. And we're going to get this one. Now, you never know if stuff's going to work out as well as you think it is, because everything you've ever done, it's the first time you've done it. So even if you haven't done the engine bells before, you've done animals like it. But if you can see inside. There. You can see inside. You can see the opening in there for the engine bell, and that's it. And of course, the masters are still in good condition, so they can be reused at another time to make new molds, should people buy so many of these that we wear the molds out. But I doubt that's going to happen. So that came out great. You see how it just goes right back, because silicone has a memory. As long as you don't, the reason that isn't because I actually sliced a little piece out, but not up here where it counts. So there'll be a little tiny seam line on there that you just sand off. Pretty great. Over here, past the dog. Remember that mask I poured up Friday? Well, it's dry, but it's not, I don't think it's ready to pull out. It's pretty darn thick, and so I know it's good. I don't think there's many bubbles, so that's good. We're gonna leave this in all day and take it out at the end of the day, just in case the person who ordered it's actually paying attention to the website. I have my doubts, because sometimes I will write to people always immediately when I get your order. So just so you know, when you order a mask, be sure to read the red notice at the top of the page of the ordering page that shows all the masks we have. It says these will take 2-3 weeks to make you. Please watch the website, because you will see your progress there. You'll see the mask being made. It's very important you do that. It's very important you check all your inboxes, because it might be in one of those, or you might have missed it somehow. But trust me, if you make an order, I let you know that day I got it, and I tell you and remind you about the red notice and about watching the blog and watching the videos to see the progress on your mask. It takes me, like I said, 2-3 weeks to get these made. So I hope you understand. Anyway, I'll check back later today with some of the things that I'm doing and the mask coming out of the mold. Now we're putting the wraps on. No, not that kind of wrap. this kind of wrap. And so I printed these out and I'm matching them up and using spray adhesive, and they're coming out very well, except one small problem. I'm a little short to put this on, and these are to scale, which means that the graphic I worked on to determine the length of this body tube with the BT80 was short by about that much. So no problem. We'll just add an extension for this one, and then I'll measure it, and I'll know for each kit that I make, this is how we learn to make it right. But I'm going to put spray adhesive on these and wrap them around. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I got the wraps on. It was a little trying, you know, there were some adjustments to make and stuff. And what I'm planning to do is contact Kevin at Sticker Shock and see if he can make these up so that you guys can just get them on vinyl. Otherwise, you can print them out in paper and then seal them with Krylon for against the moisture. And that works pretty well because I did that 14 years ago, and you can see how well it's holding up. One of the things I did notice is there's a slight scale discrepancy, and you're always going to get that with this work. These should be up to here when they're put on properly. They're a little short, which means shorten these down a little bit somehow, maybe. I don't know. I don't think that the difference makes a whole lot. If it does to you, well, I'll see what I can do to get these shorter. But so we're a little bit longer now, a little bit bigger. I think, let's see, where's the tape measure? So the length of body tube now is 26 inches. So making the whole rocket about, let's see, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So it's about a 30-inch rocket altogether. These fit down here pretty poorly because I had to add that extension, which was a pain in the hooga, but I know now that all I have to do is cut the tube to be 25 inches long. Maybe it's 21, but I'll measure it again. Over here, I think this is about ready to pull out. Looks pretty good in there, pretty dry. Let's pull it out. Okay, so we opened that mold. Boy, did we open that mold. That was yesterday. It's just Tuesday now, and we got this mask out, and it came out beautiful. Now, I trimmed it sort of. I still have to take off all these lines and stuff. This rubber is thick, but it's like not as firm, and I think it needs to dry out. I mean, it's been wet, as you can see. It's pouring again, so things aren't drying out like they should, but the mask is fine. I've been over here, and I've been pouring up parts out of our new molds, and I'm just about to take out this. I made this quick printout to scale, and using the Estes as a guide and my other one over there, I'm doing a simple sports scale tower. So it's not exactly the same amount of trusses or beams going across, but this makes it much easier. And let's face it, this is going to break off from time to time. So I'm trying to keep it super strong and give it the look. But that was done very quickly, just making a jig using a piece of balsa. The printout that will come with the kit, and you cut your wooden doweling like so and match it to this. And I'll have a guide for that as well. And you can make your truss, which is very strong. As you see, it exactly fits this. I mean, that's amazing because this is blowing up to the right scale, but look at the fit all the way around. It's really nice. So I'm gonna pop these parts out here and build an escape tower. So, as you can see, these came out very well, if the thing will ever focused. Really nice. These came out too, but they didn't get the stem. But that's okay, because I can still glue it into this prototype. In the future, I know exactly what to do to get the stem. I'm going to see how these fit. And there we go. That's very successful. Now I just have to get it on level. I'm going to drill some holes in it and push that down. And I think we have this. I do have to put the little probe at the top. So a few holes in this down here. And we've got a pretty strong escape tower, and it fits very well, all things considered. So and it's easy to build. It's not really complex. There's supposed to be another piece coming off here and there. That can be done, but this is going to be much easier to repair and fix, I believe, overall, and it really does have the look. So very nice how that turned out. All we need is that little probe right there. But what I'm going to do next is fix my spray booth and work on the fins, get them painted. Okay, so we got it in the spray booth, which I got working again by using my power supply. These spray booths are great. You get them on Amazon or eBay, but what always happens is the power supplies burn out. I don't know why, probably because they're overtaxed. This thing's pulling an amp and a quarter at nearly 12 volts, and you know, I think that they're probably running, if I remember looking at it, it was more like 1,000 milliamps. It's just shy, so eventually they just get strained and burn out. But anyway, for building a escape tower in less than an hour, I can't believe it. It really came out well. Okay, this is really coming along. I think I showed this before, but I'm so pleased with it. It really came out great. Now to glue it onto this. Now I'm going to get some decals made up tomorrow on the printer. So I'm going to have Liberty Bell on it. And also I'm going to put the window in because we want a window. By the way, that's a toothpick. And every time this comes in for a hard landing and it breaks, you can just pull it out. Pull it out. You don't need to glue it in and replace it with another toothpick if it breaks. Just thought that'd be pretty cool. Also over here, I'm putting fins on. Yep. So, but I have to paint them right and left. And this is a real quickie job I'm doing on this because we're going to fly it and learn and beat it around and stuff. And then, of course, I'll build a showroom piece. And you can build a showroom piece too because I'm going to make this kit available. Okay, there's our first look. Of course, I need to get the Liberty Bell decals on there. There are others too, and I'll probably make those available or make them available at Sticker Shock. But this is our first look at the model. I do need to fill in the gaps between the fin halves where they glue together. I didn't do that because I was too excited to see one put together. So tomorrow I'll put a little fill in there and just touch it up with some black paint. But the fins went on really easy. It was easy to place them because where these divisions are here is where the fins go. So it takes a little bit of lining. I did it with CA. You should do it with white glue so you can adjust it and check that they're really straight. I've got a good eye for that. This will fly fine. It might spin a little bit. Maybe not, I don't know. But I'm very, very happy with this. And as you can see, it's got a window. So I love that. Thank you, Mark Helmick. Oh God, for printing these parts for me. Yeah, I know. I'm not a big fan of 3D printing, but you know what? I'd still be making this, you know. I admit, I'd still be making this by hand. And it would never, well, it would. I would be able to do this, but the way I was going to do it is going to make one panel, kind of the way Estes did, and then reproduce it, and until I got to here. But it came out very well. It's a good size, as you can see by the size of my hand. It's much larger than the Estes rocket. I don't have mine here, but the Estes comes to about here, I think. It's not as big as this big guy over here. But it's right in between, so it's perfect for D and E engines, motors, and it will run very well. So next step is to seal all this wrap with some clear and put the lugs on it and put a parachute and stuff in it. This is ready to fly on April 8th. This is SNG Studio update. Reason you haven't seen much of me at the studio this week is because we're out here today at Point Mugu with Civil Air Patrol setting up for the air show this weekend, and we're just out here looking at some of the amazing aircraft. Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds. I have this plane myself in radio controlled form. We have a Sturman over there. Oh, where'd it go? C-130, B-25, and somewhere over here is, she just shut it down, Sturman. It's about 9:30 in the morning and everyone's setting up, and we got to go back over to the table. Yeah, those do look like the single seats.
It's hard to tell though. I have no idea how these air shows work. Like single pilot.
There's a Red Bull helicopter. This guy really puts on a show. And of course the B-25. We've seen that fly before, but here it is, close up and personal. He's out of Camarillo. Because Camarillo is only a short hop from here, literally. So they're low on the deck.
I don't think they're respecting the show line anymore.
Oh man. Pretty low. Smoke's on. It's going to be loud. Looks like one of our rocket launches, Harry. They're just playing around. Proof that duct tape is even used by the United States Navy and NASA, and probably SpaceX too, and the private pilots everywhere.
Represents the agile combat capability of your United States Air Force.